Swiggity swag, what's in the bag? Jay here. I'm bringing you guys another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle, and this is a UU match that I had up against somebody by the name of Zach. I was looking for UU, and they said, "Hey, yeah, that's UU." I think this was on Nappy's stream. By the way, Nappy was streaming one night, and I was like, "Yeah, I want a UU match," and they replied, and I was like, "Okay, cool, UU match." I think my team is UU, by the way. I know Latias and Jirachi or UU. Heracross I know is UU. I'm pretty sure Galvantula is. Swampert always was. And then Victini always was too. So I think my team is UU. I think their team is UU as well. And this was a pretty decent match. Also, before I begin, I have decided which LP I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Pokemon Platinum Egg Lock. So there will be a Send Me Eggs video sooner or later. Probably not this week, just because this week is pretty hectic with the project and everything. I'm also thinking about doing a co-op with a friend of mine, so you know, stay tuned for that as well. The co-op won't be uploaded as much as the Egg Lock, but you know, yeah. But let's go ahead and jump into the battle. I'm going to lead off with my Galvantula, as they are going to lead off with their Gligar. And I go ahead and set up my sticky webs because I see that they don't necessarily have a rapid spinner on their team, or they don't have a common rapid spinner that I would usually see, being Blastoise or something like that in terms of UU Pokemon. But I'm going to go ahead and set up the sticky webs and then switch straight out and go into my Jirachi, because my Jirachi does pack the Ice Punch. But they go for the Earthquake and get mad damage on my Jirachi. This is an offensive physical attacking Jirachi, not a defensive one or anything, so that's why Jirachi did not take that Earthquake well at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out and go into my Latias to predict another Earthquake, as they're actually gonna switch out themselves and go into their Registeel, predicting me to go for another Ice Punch, I'm pretty sure, and we know Registeel would have taken that way easily. So now I'm gonna go ahead and switch out and go into my Swampert, because I feel like this is the best time for me to set up my Stealth Box. Not only that, but Registeel tend to carry Thunder Wave, and I didn't really want my Latias being paralyzed, because my Latias I think is the fastest member on my team, unless my Victini is Scarfed, but I can't remember if it was Scarfed or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and set up my rocks. They to go for the Toxic, which is perfectly fine with me. I do not mind at all. Yes, it does kind of suck, but it's whatever though. But now they're gonna go ahead and go into their Gligar, predicting me to go for an Earthquake, I'm sure, which I do in fact go for the Earthquake, which is like, okay, whatever. You know, I was just going for the Earthquake just in case they did stay in. I can get a little bit of damage on the Registeel while it's still in here, but you know, they decided to switch out, so it's whatever though. But they're gonna go for the Protect, which I'm like, okay, I knew he was gonna go for the Protect, so I actually end up going for the Roar, so I can roar them out and start shuffling their team around and get some Stealth Rock damage on anything that wants to you know, possibly come in. And in comes the Absol, which is great, because here I know they're gonna Mega Evolve. I know they're gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve. Since Swampert is my physically defensive wall, I don't want anything else on my team taking a hit from this Absol, because there's 3 things on my team that are weak to Absol right now, and they don't really need to take a hit. So what I actually do is I'm going to abuse this Absol's Magic Bounce, and I'm going to go for the Roar so that I can actually get a free switch into something else on my team. Now, I was hoping that it wouldn't be Jirachi or Latias or my Victini, but it turned out to be Jirachi. I didn't know if they had the Sucker Punch or not, because you know, Absols usually always carry Sucker Punch for priority. So I didn't know if it had it or not, but they still go for the Night Slash, which was really weird. I guess they figured, or they didn't know that my Jirachi. No, Jirachi is my choice Scarfer. That's right. My Jirachi is Scarf. That's right. I remember. Sorry guys, it's like 9:44 in the morning. By the way, I'm recording this before class. But I go into my Heracross now after letting my Galvantula die, because I didn't need my Galvantula because they already set up the sticky web. And I'm gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve my Heracross, because Mega Heracross is in fact a monster, and this thing does a lot of work in this battle. You're just gonna see. So we're gonna go for the Pin Missile. It's gonna hit 5 times because of the skill link. Obviously, it's not gonna be enough to take out Gligar, because Gligars are very physically defensive. Not only that, but they do pack the Eviolite, and then they do pack recovery. So yeah, and they go for the protect right here, and I'm not really sure why they go for protect. Is my Heracross poisoned? No, it's not. It gets poisoned this turn, I do believe. So I go for the close combat, hoping to, you know, maybe get a big max damage or crit or something and kill the Gligar. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill, and that is going to allow this Gligar to get off a Toxic on my Heracross, which doesn't necessarily matter. I thought they would actually go for the Roost over the Toxic. I'm not necessarily I'm not sure why they didn't go for the Roost. I mean, because if they went for the Roost, they would have easily been able to preserve this Gligar for later, but they don't go for the Roost at all. And so basically they're about to lose their Gligar right here, because they try to go for, I think, the double protect. Yeah, they try to go for the double protect, and it doesn't work out for them. So I just go for the pin missile and yeah, take out the Gligar, because I didn't want to risk Rock Blast missing, and I didn't want to really risk Bullet Seed or anything, just in case they wanted to go into Absol or something. I don't know. But kill off the Gligar. They go into the Noivern, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to take a hit from this Noivern. So I'm actually going to go ahead and switch out, get the hell out of there, and go into my Swampert as death fodder. Really, honestly, I mean, my Swampert was death fodder at this point, because, like, I mean, I could still use it for the Absol, but honestly though, I don't necessarily need it. Really, just because you know, I just didn't need it. So they actually gonna switch out, and they go into Registeel. I'm not necessarily sure why they went into Registeel, but I figured they was gonna switch out anyway. So first of all, I go for the water. Wait, no, this is not the turn that it happened. This is not the turn that it happened. Okay, it happens later on in the battle, where I predict them to switch out their Noivern, and I predict them to switch into something or switch out something, and I go for the Roar. I'm not necessarily sure when it is in this battle, but I know I do it at some point in this battle. But they go into Registeel. I'm not necessarily sure why they go into Registeel, because my Swampert does pack the Earthquake, and I do get a nice chunk of damage on that Registeel. It actually did more damage than I thought. So that's probably it's probably more specially defensive, which, you know, Registeels tend to be more specially defensive. I actually have a specially defensive Registeel, but its defense is actually not bad at all either, I think. Yeah, I think Registeel is the balanced one, and then Regirock is the physical one, and then Regice or Regice is the special one. So right here, I predict them to switch out and go into their Noivern. Predict them to go for another Earthquake. So I actually go for the Roar to start shuffling around that Noivern, because every time that Noivern comes in, it's taking 25% from Stealth Rocks. So if I can keep on switching and making it switch out and switch back in, switch out, switch back in, eventually it's going to be to a point where it's going to either die on the switch in, or when it comes in, I can slap it with like one hit and it'll die. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and let my Swampert die. It's not really, I didn't really have a choice in either letting Swampert die or not letting it die after the move I made. So Swampert dies, I bring in my Heracross, and there's really no way in hell this Mew is going to take a Pin Missile at all from my Heracross. So they're going to go ahead and switch into their Registeel. I'm not sure if they thought they was going to be able to take the hit, or if they were just sacking off Registeel right here. I'm pretty sure they were just sacking off Registeel right here, because it's obvious at that amount of HP that even Registeel would not take a Pin Missile from a Mega Heracross, just because of Skill Link and Stab, and it's Mega Heracross. That thing has massive attack. So yeah, we kill the Registeel, and at this point I'm just like, okay, Mega Heracross can't really handle anything else on the opponent's team outside of the Absol. But I'm not really sure if I'll be able to get a situation where my Heracross is in on the Absol. But they bring in the Noivern. I'm like, okay, just go for the Hurricane and kill my Heracross. But they go for the Roost, which really surprised me, because I actually go for the Rock Blast right here. Now, if I went for the Pin Missile, we know this Noivern would have been dead, no problem. But I go for the Rock Blast, and it actually kills the Noivern, which really surprised me. It took all 5 hits to kill the Noivern, but that surprised the crap out of me. So the Noivern, which was a big threat, is out of the way. So now they bring in the Latias, and I'm like, okay, Now you can go ahead and just kill off my Heracross. I don't really want it anymore. I think it can live like one more switch in and then toxic damage before it dies. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it die now and get a nice free switch into my Jirachi, because my Jirachi is Choice Scarf. I know I'll be able to outspeed everything else on his team. I go for the Iron Head here over the Ice Punch just because I wanted to be able to hit everything else on their team. Not only that, but if I could have gotten the flinch hacks right there, Jirachi wouldn't have taken any damage. But you know, unfortunately, Jirachi did not get the flinch hacks right there. But 2 Iron Heads is enough to take out that Latias. But here's where the real hacks happens though. For them or on them anyway, because you know, Jirachi is a hacks king, hacks god, whatever you want to call it. Gonna go ahead and go for the Iron Head. We do end up getting the flinch right here, and I do end up getting another flinch, I think. I'm not sure. Either that or I just kill it. No, we get another flinch, and then we kill it with a 3rd Iron Head. So Mew didn't do anything in this battle. I don't even know what kind of Mew that was. Maybe it was a nasty plot Mew, maybe it was a physical Mew, I don't know. But they bring in their Absol. I think this is their last Pokemon, and here's something that was really surprising. I go for the Iron Head, and they didn't go for the Sucker Punch. So I'm like, huh, maybe their Absol doesn't carry Sucker Punch, which was really weird, because Absols usually carry Sucker Punch just for priority reasons. Like, you always should carry it. I don't know why they didn't have it. It was really weird. But yeah, it was a good game. Mega Heracross did a lot of work in this battle. This battle was mainly just to show off how much Heracross does, you know, work. But if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will check you guys out later. Peace.